What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Monday. Hopefully, everyone had an amazing weekend leading off into big Thanksgiving week. You know, we are big Thanksgiving gals. We love a good Thanksgiving feast, but we have some days before that comes. So, how are we feeling? How was everybody's weekend?
Weekend was great. Had a lot of events, great events. Um, Saw like my mom's whole side of the family, which was very nice. And then a big engagement party for my friend Madeline, and another engagement party because I had other friends get engaged this weekend. So a lot of big milestone events, big weekend. It was very fun. I am I don't know, maybe like after Christmas we'll come on here and like not start every week saying that we're exhausted. And that's, hey, we're doing fun stuff. Like it's not like we're doing fun stuff. It's great. But I am at that point where like literally my eyes are not opening up all the way, which is fine. It's just part of the course here. But I had a lovely, wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I could not be more excited for Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, we talk about Thanksgiving every year in such a great light. We're big Thanksgiving people, you
I do
know.
love Thanksgiving.
I'm making stuffed mushrooms for the first time this year for Thanksgiving. Not the first time, like I've always made them with my mom. But I am making them without my mom this
Yeah.
year for Marty's family. And so I'm excited to do that. My parents so my parents are going to Florida. They just left last night for the holidays. Okay. So they're gone. Like they're like, see ya. Which I was in total support of
Yes.
because they are the most giving parents in the world and they help everybody endlessly and they like really need to take some time for themselves, I think. They've just redone my grandpa's house on Long Island. My sister's having a baby in February. They're getting everything done for that. They were redoing my house for that. Like there's just they're nonstop. And they usually go to Florida for half of the year. Because my sister is having a baby, they're like, well, we're not going to go to Florida in February for the rest
Yeah.
of the year like they usually do. They're like, would you guys be upset if we went for December and January? Would you guys be upset like for the holidays? We won't be here for Thanksgiving and Christmas. My nono lives in Florida. So my mom's like, he doesn't want to come to New York. He's so cold. Like we're going to go there. And I was like, go do that. Go enjoy yourselves and relax in Florida. You guys do so much for everybody. Like we won't be offended. We all have other places that we can go for the holidays. So go. And
Yeah.
so they left last night. My mom was like, we're not going anymore. We're not going. I was like, Mom, go. Like she was like doing the whole like pretending like they weren't going to go anymore last night. And I'm like, Mom, you guys have to go, please. Like go enjoy yourselves. They took Norman with them. He loves Florida. He gets very excited to run around in the backyard there. And yeah, so they're off to Florida. So now I'm spending Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve and Christmas with Marty's family. My sister's spending it with her husband's family, my brother with his fiance's family. And you could tell that they were like they're happy to be going. And once they're in Florida, they'll feel no guilt. But last night, me and my sister were messing around a little bit, being like, where are you, Christmas? Like, and my mom was like, we're not going. And I'm like, it's fine. So I'm happy for them. I will be seeing them over Christmas vacation because I'm gonna go to Florida and they're gonna, we're all gonna meet up. So that'll be great. I will miss them over the holidays, but I know that they're gonna be very happy in the warm weather. And I'm happy for them. They deserve a break. So yeah, I am making stuffed mushrooms without the help of my mother this Thanksgiving. I'm excited to do that. I love me some good stuffed mushrooms. This past weekend, we had some friends visit and that was a lot of fun. On Friday, we had like just a fantastic meal I love finding a restaurant that you never heard of and never been to, but then the meal turns out to be fantastic. That was Friday night. came back to our apartment. We played some games all night. You know, we played this, things got competitive. We played this game called Blockbuster. I don't know if it's exactly called Blockbuster or if it's like Blockbuster Movies. You guys would love it. It's like the whole deck of cards is like all movies, and you have to act it, quote it, and then say one word. You pick 3 movies out of the deck, and then your partner has to like guess. You know, it's kind of like charades, but there's more to it. That was a ton of fun. So yeah, just had some friends here, played some games, casual but also fun, and then saw my family on Long Island. So yeah, you know, it was a great weekend, but I'm excited for Thanksgiving this week, and upset we won't have an episode on Friday, but we will be back on Monday, you know, the usual Thanksgiving schedule.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of family and fun time. I will say, you know, it also just makes sense for your parents too. And I was going to say, like, joking too much with your mom, like she would actually like turn the car around.
No, she seriously, last night when we were joking, she was like, she walked into the kitchen, walked back into the living room. She was like, we're not going anymore. And my dad goes, I'll miss you. He's like, I'm going. Like, see you later.
And what's nice is like you guys are all like, everybody's at the point where they have in-laws or you know, future in-laws. So it's like you could always just get into that rhythm of like alternating holidays, and that's, you know, it's going to be the future for, especially, you know, like sisters having a baby, and it's like you gotta, then they have grandkids involved, like it's like you gotta split your time and do it all. So
yeah. And my dad was like, he was like, listen, this is the last year we're gonna do this. He was like, we're never gonna do this again. Next year you're like, my sister's having a baby. It's gonna be the first Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. It's gonna be like, so he was like, Christmas is going to be so exciting next year. All the holidays are going to be so exciting. We're going to have a new kid in the house. Like, he was like, we got to do that this year. And I'm like, I have no issue with it at all. And they're like, I was like, I don't want people to think we're bad parents. But nobody is going to think that whatsoever. No. You guys are the best parents. That's why you guys deserve to go to Florida and relax while you can, because otherwise, you know, no relaxing after that point. So, you know, it's going to be relaxing for them. I'm happy for them. And then in December, we'll get to go to Florida, and that will be fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Shall we get into some topics for today's show? We do have a fun episode. We have an interview with Josh Peck and Ben Soffer, aka Boy with No Job, the Good Guys podcast. We did a little swap when we were in LA. So we have our, you know, interview with them on this show. And then we're going to get into some topics. Harry Styles' mom is upset about the hate that he is getting for his haircut. I do feel bad for him and his mom because she's upset about this. We will be talking about what transpired in Brazil this past weekend with Taylor Swift's concerts. Cassie filed a lawsuit against Diddy, and Diddy seemed to pay it off. We'll get into that. Yeah. And Suki Waterhouse is expecting her first child with Robert Pattinson and made that announcement in a super cute way. And we have weekly watch report. So let's get into it, starting off with the topics. If sometimes you feel like you can't focus, you can't be productive, and your brain is wandering and you just need something to give you that energy, look no further than a Proper Wild shot. You need to check out Proper Wild's clean all-day energy shots. Proper Wild uses organic caffeine stacked with L-theanine, which has clinically been shown to boost your energy, focus, and productivity without the jitters or crash. I think that is so important when you're going to have an energy drink or an energy shot, is that you don't want those jitters or the crash that comes along with it. You want clean all day energy, whether you take that in the morning, whether it's the middle of the day, whether you want to stay up all night. I don't care when you want to stay up and have that energy, as long as you're using Proper Wild clean all day energy shots. There's no preservatives, no artificial sweeteners, no horrible chemicals, just a natural tasting energy shot with clean ingredients that work. Go to properwild.com/barstool to try Proper Wild for 30% off. Once again, go to properwild.com/barstool to try Proper Wild for 30% off. It's clean all day energy, none of the harmful stuff involved in it, just Proper Wild. So properwild.com/barstool to try Proper Wild for 30% off. So it has been confirmed that Harry Styles did buzz off his hair. This is what actually happened. Um, and his mom is upset about the hate that Harry is getting. And I'm with her. We didn't talk about this update. We did talk about it at our live show in Chicago. And I said, if Harry Styles feels free and then he sees everybody hating on his haircut, there's no worse feeling. He probably is like, I feel free. I feel alive. He wanted to cut his hair, so he did it. And then he sees everybody shitting on him. Meanwhile, he still looks great. So she wrote on Instagram, when you consider that H has a legacy of kindness and inclusion, has always made every effort to make everyone feel seen and appreciated for exactly who they are, there's an irony in the negativity he's been shown for having a haircut. Sorry, but I don't get it. TPWK, treat people with kindness. And the picture of Harry and his haircut, which he looks very handsome, and he's getting all the hate in the world for being free.
I just think it's like, it's just funny that his mom, you know, he's in the Harry Styles, he's in the news all the time. A lot of stuff like for his personal life, you know, so it's like obviously not stuff his mom would necessarily comment on, but his mom like putting out a statement, like posting on Instagram in defense of a buzz cut is objectively funny. Like, and I also think, you know, Harry Styles, he gets it. He knows what the people are saying. I'm sure he knew that buzzing off his hair was going to get all the girls in a tizzy, which it did. And at that point, it's like, clearly he didn't care that much. He still did it. But yeah, the picture was everywhere for a new campaign for pleasing. He has some parfums coming out. And they sound lovely, by the way, the perfumes, you know, you know, something that I would be interested. I think they're having like holiday pop-ups in like big cities, I saw perhaps. So maybe you could go and take a whiff. But he got a buzz cut. It is what it is. And I feel like there is a very limited amount of time people can joke or like be upset about this, and then you got to move on. You know, like it's like you see the picture, whatever, people make a joke if they want. Like you know, all the comments on Instagram anytime that picture was posted anywhere was like delete this, like take this out, which, you know, whatever, it is what it is. It was a giggle. There was a giggle. And now it's like, okay, it's his hair. The hair grows, it'll grow back. Like, just, it is what it is. Anybody like that offended by him buzzing off his hair, that's, you know, a bigger issue.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's one of those things where he was probably like, you know what, I just want to buzz my hair. It is what it is. I don't care what people say. But then that's what you feel until you see what people say, right? Like maybe he wasn't expecting this heavy of a reaction because, you know, like you said, you giggle, you laugh, but there are some people that are like, my life is over because Harry Styles busts his hair.
Yeah.
And those people,
you know, I do think he would expect it.
But I feel like it's like you expect it, but not until you really see it.
Yeah.
She's probably like, people are crazy. Like, they're probably like, oh my God, I'm selling all my Harry Styles stuff because he buzzed his hair. Like, I will never listen to another Harry Styles song again. Yeah. Like, there are people, they go the extra mile. And to them, I wish I had the woman who is the Timothée Chalamet runs the fan account and says, just breathe. Everyone just breathe. Take a step outside. It's all going to be okay. But I think he looks handsome. I think he looks great. And he probably feels really free because his hair, you know, I also think he went on this mega long...
He's had the same hair. He's had the same hair for a long time.
He went on this mega long tour. And every single night, the sweaty hair, it's in his face. He's rocking it back and forth. He talks about how he likes to take a shower after every show.
Listen, it's hard to maintain a toupee like that, you know?
Oh my God, enough of the Harry Styles' bald accusations, even if he was, who cares? People are like, he did it because he got hair plugs. Like, I don't think that's why he did it. I
think that's like, that would be the opposite. Like, I don't think you get hair plugs. Like, I don't think you can buzz your hair like
yeah,
that.
like I think you want to savor it. I don't think he
Yeah.
wants to buzz it off. But
You're paying good money for those plugs. You're just gonna buzz them off.
yeah, and like you said, his hair is gonna grow, and
Yeah.
maybe it'll
You
grow in
can
time
also,
for his next tour.
yes.
And also, his hair looks fantastic short. In Dunkirk, in Don't Worry, Darling, he has shorter hair. It's not like super long. He'll get
Yeah.
there.
Hey, yeah, exactly. And like a buzz cut, you can really see buzz cut, you can totally see what's going on the top of the head, you know? So you're getting a pretty good view. And hey, all these handsome men, they can pull it off. I think of Nick Jonas, you know, he went through his buzz cut years, and did he look great? Yes. What is it my favorite hair look of his? No. But that's, you know, that's okay.
Nick Jonas,
It grows back. It grows back.
From a guy's perspective, I think pulled off and I think like Harry Styles is maybe a more conventionally attractive man. This is ridiculous, and I'm like talking about this, but I would think Nick Jonas pulled off the buzz cut better, in my opinion, my humble opinion.
Fran, did you cry when Nick Jonas buzzed his hair?
No.
Were you upset?
I don't think I was upset. I think it was just like a shock to the system.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing him in a different light. But then that was also like his jealous closer stage, you know, like where he had that buzz cut, and it was kind of like holy sex appeal stage as well. Like he went solo, the steamy music videos, you know, you guys sometimes you can get in a little different direction, shave that hair off.
Right.
You know,
got to feel it out. He wants a little change.
Yeah,
and Nick Jonas, good-looking guy. He could pull
Harry's
off the
next
buzz
sound
cut.
is going to match the whole buzz cut look.
And you know what? I'm excited to hear whatever that sound is. And I wish Harry's mom the best through this difficult time, because she seems to be going through it as well. On a more serious note, Taylor Swift's concerts in Brazil this weekend. A lot has happened this past weekend. I feel, you know, awful for everybody who, you know, it's hard to put into words and very sad to think about. So she had 3 shows in Brazil this weekend. She had to postpone the Saturday show after what happened on the Friday show. There was extreme heat, extreme temperatures. The stadium did not seem to handle this properly. They didn't allow water to be brought into the stadium. They also weren't on top of handing out water to the point where Taylor Swift was handing out water on stage herself. Unfortunately, a fan did pass away. I'm not sure if it was right before the show or if it was during the show. Mixed reports on, you know, Taylor posted that it was before the show. Other people said that it happened during the show. A fan did pass away due to the extreme temperatures that were happening in Brazil, which is just so sad. Like, there's really no other words for it. It's just awful. You know, this girl was excited to go see her favorite artist, excited for a big night, and was not expecting. You just don't prepare for something like that. And I feel so awful for her family. It's just a really, really sad situation. And so the Saturday night show got postponed. And then from there, other crazy things ensued. There were armed robberies happening outside the stadium. It was just chaos this past weekend.
Yeah, it seems like the planning behind this show was like was maybe the issue. I know there's a lot of videos you can watch. There's a lot of TikToks, of course, of like firsthand accounts, and every person in the show is going to have a different experience, right? Like, I'm sure there's some people who went in and had a awful experience, and then there are some who maybe didn't see. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of people at these shows, so everyone's going to have a different story. But from the ones that I had seen, you know, people are lined up all day outside. They're transitioning from being in the sun to the shade and having agreements, and they could have water outside, but then they weren't allowed to bring anything inside. And like purchasing process is crazy, and just sounds like, especially the stadium, I don't know, it sounded like people were really surprised by the stadium that they picked for this show in general, that there are other stadiums in Brazil or in the area that would have been a better fit. Can't say I know the layout of the stadiums in Rio, where, to say, oh, she should have been somewhere else, but it sounds like maybe there were some other options, and just a setup like that where, there's like a general admission and pit and like all this stuff where it's just hectic. Extreme heat. People aren't able to take care of themselves, which is just really, really scary, especially when that you have fans that are camped out all day long. Like, it's not like you're just showing up at the time that the concert starts and walking in and then leaving. Like, it's an all day thing. You're in the hot sun all day. So just so sad. And anybody, that was there that experienced this, or like you said, Rhea, like this poor girl's family, and she's a young girl, which is just so sad. And you hate to see something like this happen. And I know, obviously, like something like this would be so devastating for any artist to be have this happen at their show. That's just like gut wrenching. So, the show was postponed. Hopefully, I think they were trying to really work out how they could have a system that would work. I know Sunday night, I believe it rained for a lot of the show, which, I mean, I guess in hot temperatures, like,
I saw that it was
hopefully it had cooled down a little bit. And Taylor sang "Bigger Than the Whole Sky" as one of the surprise songs. So I'm sure there was not a dry eye in the house at a point like that to remember the girl who lost her life.
Yeah, the whole situation is obviously just devastating. And I was reading that it felt like it was 140 degrees on Friday.
Yeah.
Like, it was 100, but in the stadium with packed, like, everybody. General admission and pit scares me so much. I think in general can be quite dangerous. Like, once, people get their spot, they don't want to leave. So they don't, it's just hard to navigate. And
security, like, security trying to water to people.
Right.
It's just
there,
really,
everyone's
really
packed
hard.
in. And so they said that it felt like 140 degrees, which is just insanity.
Did you see that video going around of Taylor, like, on stage, where it looked like she could barely breathe?
Right. It seemed like she was having trouble on stage as well.
I mean, putting on a show like that in that heat is insane as well. Like, you're just, not stadium didn't have like proper ventilation.
No. And then Sunday night, they said less than 80 degrees. It rained, better circumstance, but obviously still just devastating what happened on the show prior to that. She will have another show tonight, Monday night, in Brazil, to make up for the show that they postponed on Saturday. And then I would assume she's getting right out of there, because I can't imagine the chaos. And it's also, there are so many people speaking on behalf of other people all the time. And like, oh, the mayor is saying that Taylor's sobbing in her hotel room. And it's like, why is the mayor saying this? Did the mayor actually say that? Like, there's just so many people speaking for other people and trying to figure out what is actually happening. And, I think as an artist and even as a concert goer, you don't expect anything like this to happen. And when it does, it could be really devastating. So they will have the concert tonight, and then she will come back. And I'm not sure about her schedule, to me now is confusing about, the next stops.
Yeah. Thanksgiving. I mean, there's talk about last week, there's all this talk about the parents meeting at this game tonight, the Eagles Chiefs game. But obviously, like
Right.
she won't be there, of course. So yeah, I think like I can't imagine the mental toll that takes on everybody that is at that show and is around that and witnesses that. Like I said, the family, and then of course like Taylor and the everybody that puts on that show, the dancers, like everybody that has to be a part of that and kind of feel, I'm sure everyone feels like some sort of responsibility, which is just that's really,
Absolutely.
really hard, really, really
Right.
hard. So
Extremely hard.
yeah.
Moving on to the next story. So Cassie came out and filed a lawsuit against Diddy. This happened over the weekend or the end of last week.
Yeah, it was the end of last week.
And then the lawsuit was settled quickly after that.
On Friday, like literally immediately. She filed on Thursday
Literally,
afternoon, settled on Friday.
which screams to me that Diddy is guilty because that's just personal opinion because that was really fast.
Yeah.
The way that was settled was really fast.
Yep. It's just it's really, the details of this are pretty sick. I don't want to like read too much of what was included in the lawsuit. You can go and read it if you would like. I mean, it is accusations of rape, sex trafficking, beating her, like really, really terrible accusations. And she had filed this all with her attorney Thursday, and it was settled on Friday. Cassie's lawyer said that that Diddy offered her 8 figures, or assuming obviously somewhere between 10 million and 99 million dollars to keep her from filing her lawsuit. And she did not take that, and she still filed the lawsuit. And of course, it's like then the lawyers go back and forth, right? Then Diddy's lawyer says that she wanted $30 million from him. She was going to write a book about their relationship, and she wanted $30 million and she wouldn't release the book. So I don't know. Clearly this, like I said, like you said, Rhea, like this to me, when you have claims that are this serious and clearly like the trauma and being able to publicly come out with this, Cassie had a long relationship with him. So to hear and read what she went through the years, so devastating, really like crazy. Just you really don't know what's happening behind closed doors. And this, just reading it, I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe that she went through all these things. Is so terrible. And then to see like Friday, of course, like news cycle, classic Friday afternoon, like he's like, oh, it's over, done, settled, not going to court. We do not know the number that they settled for, but I'd imagine that it was a hefty one.
Yeah. I mean, it's so disgusting and terrible. And like with such a powerful guy like Diddy, it's like, everyone would look at him, oh, it's like this cool guy. And then you have no idea what's happening behind the scenes. And I saw some people being like, how did she settle so quickly? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You don't know what someone's going through. And maybe she was like, I got my story out there and I don't want to have to relive this.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take the money and go. Like, you just don't know what somebody is going through to the point of just, not taking this to trial and court and being like, I don't want to relive all of this. Like, just,
being put on the stand and everything is a totally different experience. And of course, like, she took that risk filing the suit and making this public. But of course, there is a level of like, then going through a full trial where Diddy's lawyers are trying to take her down in any way possible. And, we've seen this happen with these powerful couples in these lawsuits, with all this information coming out and all these people speaking up about them. But she said in a statement, I've decided to resolve this matter amicably on terms that I have some level of control. So I'm sure that, like you said, Rhea, that was part of it, of yes, publicly putting these claims out, filing the lawsuit, but then having some control on how it ends. Because of course you take it to court and it's in front of a jury and it's out of your hands at that point on how it ends. So that's how they feel at this point. And of course, like Diddy's lawyer said, a decision to settle this lawsuit, especially in 2023, is in no way an admission of wrongdoing. Mr. Combs' decision to settle the lawsuit does not in any way undermine his flat out denial of the claims. He is happy they got to a mutual settlement and wishes Miss Ventura the best. Then also just, I don't know, something, it's very fishy. Like his public statement being like, I wish her family the best. And like, I'm like, all right, dude, like,
yeah,
what do you got going on behind closed doors? Like, I wish her all the best. Love, like, okay. I don't know.
It's definitely creepy. And I think that it's growing up and following along with these people and then realizing that they really could be monsters behind the scenes is just crazy to watch unfold. And obviously you feel awful for the people they hurt in the process of that. And just finding it all out, you're like, oh, it just leaves you with a bad pit in your stomach.
Yeah, absolutely. So I hope that Cassie is, like, not, happy is a tough word to use when you do something like this, right? This is a very brave thing to do. So I hope that she is at peace with how this went down. And of course, I mean, it's a whirlwind 24 hours from filing and settling. So hope she is at peace with the decision and hopefully can move on from that whole chapter. And she has, but this is obviously a different part of doing that.
Yeah. Last topic, Suki Waterhouse announced that she is expecting her first child with Robert Pattinson. She announced it in a really cute way. She was performing and she was wearing a sparkly dress. And she said, I put on a sparkly dress to, distract you from something else that's going on, but I don't think it's working. And that was her announcement. And this is just so cute. I'm so happy for them. I think people sometimes forget that they are dating because they're a very low-key couple, but I think they are super cute and I'm so happy for them.
I agree. They're an adorable couple. They have been. They're, like you said, low key. You see them out and about. Definitely like seeing them supporting each other a little bit, like publicly, a little bit more, premieres and like things like that. So this is great. I'm sure she's been dealing with the speculation because there has been speculation. Of course, people can't fucking help themselves when you see pictures and whatnot, and she is at the point where she's like, look, can't hide this right now. So on stage, it was a very sweet announcement, and I'm also extremely happy for them. It's great news, and the joke writes itself
that
everybody is shared. Noah claims it was an original joke.
I wasn't on Twitter. I found out the news from the Chicks in the Office graphic, and that comment came from my brain.
So I haven't seen the comment. What was it?
I said Taylor Lautner already imprinted on it, shaking my head.
Oh.
I saw a ton of tweets go viral that were like, keep Taylor Lautner away from this baby.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Obviously
that's actually really, really funny. I didn't see that. But no, I'm so happy for them. They're so cute. There's really not much to say besides congratulations to these two.
I know, you crazy kids. Love to see it.
No, I love it. I just love when people are so happy that they're like, let's make a baby, Like I love to see it.
Yeah. So fair.
All right, that wraps up the topics for today, and we'll get into Weekly Watch Report. Chicks in the Office is sponsored by BetterHelp. This time of the year can be a lot, and it's natural to feel some sadness or anxiety about it around the holidays, around the seasons changing. No matter what's going on in your life, things can get chaotic and it can feel like a lot. But adding something new and positive to your life can counteract some of those feelings. Therapy can be a bright spot amid of all the stress and change, something to look forward to make you feel grounded, and to give you the tools to manage everything that's going on. I know a ton of people that have given BetterHelp a try online because it's all online. If you feel, stressed out of finding the right therapist, having to show up to their office, all of BetterHelp is online. So if you're thinking of starting to give therapy a try, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Find your bright spot this season with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/office today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/office. Once again, visit BetterHelp.com/office today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/office. Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday, Weekly Watch Report on Monday. Little remix there.
Love that. Monday.
All right. Weekly Watch Report on Monday. I just got 3 things. Reality TV. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yep.
I'm keeping up week to week. Let me tell you.
You're locked into Beverly Hills this season.
I really am. I also
you're watching live.
I'm watching live every Wednesday. And
which
let
kills
me tell
me
you,
because you text about it. I'm like, I have not watched yet.
I know nobody's watching live. It's so frustrating because I'm watching live. Sutton. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it's weird. It's bizarre.
Something bizarre is happening with Sutton, and that's all I'll say about it. Okay, the name thing grinded my gears so much, but at the same time, now I think it's fun. Like when you first see something and you're like, "That's so annoying. Shut up." But then now that it's become a joke where everyone's like, name them. I'm like, all right.
Name them.
Now, it's kind of funny. But at first watching it, I was like, if I was Kyle, I would be freaking out right now, sitting and trying to have this conversation with Sutton. Yeah. So Real House of Beverly Hills is good right now. I'm liking it. I don't know what the fuck is happening with Sutton. I don't know what's happening, but I'm into it. Yeah. I'm gonna give it a B. I'm gonna give Real Housewives of Beverly Hills a B. I watched Real Housewives of Miami after Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It comes on right after. These girls, like you said, because you were on Real Housewives of Miami first. Let me tell you,
it's top notch.
These ladies, I can't help but laugh. What is wrong with them?
It's amazing.
All of them. I
know.
This one left me speechless. And so I'm not so familiar with all of their names yet because I actually have just been catching the last 2 times I watched Beverly Hills. I watched Miami right after because I was like, wait, I'm already here. Let me watch.
Yep.
And I'm going to fuck this up and I feel awful that I'm not remembering any. I literally only know Larsa's name. I only know Larsa because Larsa Pippen, we know from the Kardashians. That's how I know Larsa Pippen. And because she's dating Marcus Jordan and she was married to Scottie Pippen. That's why I know Larsa. I don't know any of their other names. There was a woman on the show who revealed to Larsa that did you watch?
Yes, I have watched.
Okay. That she has breast cancer.
Yeah, Gertie.
Larsa promises her, I'm not going to tell anybody. Don't worry. That's your story to tell. I'm not telling anybody. The next scene, they literally wrote 6 hours later, literally 6 hours later, Larsa is sitting down with everybody, telling everybody that this woman has breast cancer. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I'm like, oh my God. They're nuts. They're nuts.
No, they are. They are. They are for sure. And none of them, like, they cannot, nobody can keep a secret. It's
I just
just,
feel like somebody's health
I know
and
it's
cancer
a very serious
is
topic.
such a serious topic
Yeah.
that was made so unserious because of how it was laid out by Larsa. I'm like, what is going on? Like this poor woman.
I know
I can't give it.
you got to tune in because let me tell you something. Like Larsa's like Michael Jordan's son is just like on the show with her.
No, I know, and let me tell you, I think
Wild.
from what I've seen, I think he can do better than Larsa in
Yeah.
terms of like person wise.
They,
You know what I
they're
mean?
they're engaged, right? I
I
feel like
don't
I
They
saw
think
that
talk
they're
about
so.
engaged.
getting married. They talk about getting married. She's like, I'm gonna change my last name to Jordan if we get married. So she's
Yeah.
just gonna go from Pippen to Jordan. Like, that's crazy. That is crazy that her last name is gonna go from Pippen to Jordan. That's nuts.
I know people were like, you're gonna throw a hyphen on that one.
Scotty
Larsa
Larsa
Pippen
Pippen Jordan.
Jordan.
She was like, no, I'm gonna change it to Jordan. But I feel like he's like, I haven't watched a lot. Like, I think he's a nice guy,
Yeah, he seems to
Marcus.
be. Yeah.
Marcus seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily trust Larsa, so that's why I'm saying I think Marcus maybe needs to get out of this web with Larsa.
Yeah, this says
Um,
a wedding with Lars. Marcus Jordan says a wedding with Lars Pippen is in the works, and then this one says his dad will be his best man despite Lars Pippen beef.
I mean,
Yeah, I
Imagine
don't know.
Michael
They just
Jordan.
it's
yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
It is nuts that oh my gosh. It just thinking about her last name going, it's hilarious. It's she might be doing it just because it's funny to her at this point. Like I don't even know.
I
I don't
know.
know.
Like you're like and you know she has older kids too, so it's just like funny. I'm like, what are these her children? I mean, I'm sure whatever, like if they're fine, not fine, I don't really know. They don't really share their opinions on the show or whatnot, but like just, you know, they head to dad's house. They're like, yeah, Michael Jordan is about to be our fucking step grandfather or
Like
whatever.
that's insane. Like and then what is Scotty saying? You know, like
Oh God,
he's like,
you can only imagine.
give me the intel. Like, what the fuck? It's just crazy. It's crazy.
No, the drama is unreal, and not only that, like you have
It's so
friggin'
good.
Lisa and her psycho ex going through like their divorce, and she's got a new boyfriend, and just I don't know. Everybody's like in funky. Alexia and Marisol like are just always doing something ridiculous, and they're always screaming about something.
Yeah, they did the right thing by putting this on right after Beverly Hills because the people who watch Beverly Hills are now going to be watching Miami, which is what's happening to me. I mean, they did that
Yeah.
with Vanderpump Rules when Vanderpump Rules first started back in the day. They had Beverly Hills and went right into Vanderpump Rules, and you thought you were watching Beverly Hills still because Brandy was fighting with Sheena. Like
Yeah, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that they put. I mean, obviously, I get it now, but like, because Miami has started as a Peacock show.
yeah,
Like, it's just so. I obviously makes sense that they would air it on
yeah.
Bravo as well.
So smart by them because now
Yeah.
I'm into it. Southern Charm. I'm caught up. Great
As am I.
season. Great season. I'm gonna give it a B. You know, I
Yeah.
don't know if it's or maybe a B plus. I'm gonna give Southern Charm a B plus. I get still confused with Taylor and Olivia. Like I've now watched, I feel like a decent amount to know the difference, but I'm still getting confused between the two of them. I don't know why.
Oh, you just mean which one's which?
No, and like who dated who. Like and
Yeah.
it's very written out, but I'm just like because they're fighting about them, like I'm a little confused, but not. You know, when I'm watching the
Yeah.
show, I get it, but then when I'm talking about it and explaining it, I get confused. Um, not a fan of JT, this guy
No.
on the show, and I'm not
No.
a fan of Rod. Both of them are
Oh, I like
kind of.
Rod. I like Rod.
I'm not a huge fan of Rod. Uh, I don't know why. Or I do know why. He kind of annoys me.
Yeah, Rod's trying, I respect the hustle. He seems like a really nice guy, and he's just trying to get the girl over Austin.
I know, personal opinion though, like nice guy, but she doesn't like you. Like that's what I'm picking up on. Like it's like give it a rest. Like she doesn't like you.
Yeah.
Which is my opinion. Like I don't know if she does, but from what I'm gathering, what I'm seeing, got a
full new boyfriend that is not Rod.
Yeah,
like current day, she has.
I think Rod was just being like she doesn't like you. Like I think chill out.
Yeah,
Rod.
he was trying a little. He was trying a little hard.
He's nice.
And like one, asking to be like exclusive, like in that moment when he did like kind of bring it up, was just like okay, wrong place, wrong time.
Right?
Nothing was lining up there, but. No, Southern Charm. Craig has been fucking sending me into a tizzy watching Southern Charm. Craig has just been in the background of like every fight, giggling like a little schoolgirl at all. I mean, because there's just been absolutely like I almost fell off my couch watching. I could not believe that during that moment at Shep's house, that Shep, boy, does he have his own issues. Like loses a fucking ping pong game. I don't even know what he lost in ping pong, like some sort of like stupid game that he loses. And he thinks that Taylor is like making fun of him for losing, which she's not. She literally was like, oh, congrats to like the other guy that won. And he got so butthurt that Taylor was like, and I don't even like, are you enjoying this? And he was like, Taylor like can't help herself. She brings up the cheating 24/7, and he Shepping like
crazy like, when he said he was like
wild when he was like
I mean sometimes it was fun.
Like I did sometimes.
Like, oh God.
Like really? You're gonna that's your comeback for Taylor like not even being happy that you lost a game? Like it's just an unbelievable jump in reaction. That I could not believe it. It was ridiculous.
It was crazy. Ridiculous. That was crazy. Yeah. What a friend group. Like I'm like, I can't believe it took me this long to watch this show because I feel like I missed out on so much in the earlier seasons.
You did.
But it is something, and I'm glad I'm watching now because watching this all unfold is hilarious and also concerning.
Yeah.
Like I'm watching, I'm like, how are you guys not seeing the problem? Like sometimes I'm just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But also very, very entertaining. The last thing was Kardashians. I watched the last episode of Kardashians where Tristan went on his apology tour that wasn't really an apology tour. And he's nuts. When he says, when I cheat, he even said when I cheated. He said, when I cheat. And Courtney was like,
serial cheater.
And Courtney was like, so why do you do it again? And he was like, what makes you do it if you feel bad the next day? And he's like, it's just an action. It's just a feeling. It's like, you really need to go get this figured out because you still haven't gotten it figured out. Like what I learned from this episode was that Tristan still doesn't get what he did wrong or get why it's wrong. Yep. Like, I don't know. This apology tour, I don't think it really worked for him. Like, I think they were kind of just laughing in his face. Like, they were like, and then the little back and forth between Chloe and Kylie with the dangling was cracking me up. Like, those two together are so funny. I think Kylie's in great spirits. I think she's hilarious. Chloe's always funny, even when the most unfortunate shit happens to Chloe. She's still funny. But Tristan is just a no. He's just a huge no. And he's nuts to be like, when I cheat. Like, do you not hear what's coming out of your mouth right now? How do you not hear the craziness that is coming out of your mouth? So, yeah, Kardashians, that episode I'll give a C+.
I also really only watched reality stuff. I will say. I watched the Selling Sunset reunion, which I will give a C+. It was fine, like they can hash it out a little bit, but I just, for a show that just feels so fake to me. Like a reunion also feels fake because I'm just like, it's just like made up shit. Sometimes I feel like the drama. The stuff with Chriselle and Amanza, I feel like was probably the realest part of this. And hopefully, I don't know, they figured that out and whatnot. But I don't know. I think people have had mixed opinions on Chriselle this season, but I feel like I agreed with what they said during the reunion that like she's just very strong in her opinions right now, which is great. Like, you know, setting her boundaries, and that's what she has to do, and it is what it is. But yeah, it was fine. Like, it's just another thing that, like I always say with the show, I will continue watching, and that's just how it is. However many seasons they do. I also watched all of those. Like Beverly Hills, I'll give a B. Miami, I'll give a B minus. Southern Charm, I'll give a B minus as well. And Special Forces. Oh man. God, this episode gets me every season. Sobbing like a goddamn baby on my couch watching this. And I knew because it's the one where they write the letters to their family, like they call them death letters.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew it was coming. I prepared myself. I was like, Fran, you know what's happening. You watched this last season. It's emotional. Like, try and not sob on the couch. Didn't matter what at Waterworks. Just they get so emotional, and it's such a serious thing. But man, these kids, JoJo being the kid, really, but like, it is incredible what they do on this show. Like this past episode, they fucking are in like cold water in a helicopter, being submerged underwater, buckled in. They have to hold their breath. They gotta hold their breath until they're given a signal to unbuckle themselves, grab a life jacket, swim to the top. Like it's crazy stuff. And kudos to all of them that are doing it. It's really, really, really impressive. So I'll give Special Forces a B. And Love Island Games is almost over. I believe the finale is tonight. We're at the end. So I won't spoil anything if people have to catch up, but it has been so good. And I am rooting for one couple so hard to win. And we're going to interview the winners on Tuesday. And I don't want it spoiled. So like we were told like, hey, we'll tell you who won. And I was like, oh my God, no, please don't tell me. I don't want it spoiled. But now that we know that we're talking to them, like there's one couple that I am rooting for so hard. And if they don't win, I think I'm going to be slightly disappointed by whoever we're talking to. But I mean, I'm so excited to talk about the show in general. There was an elimination that happened that was so emotional, like way more than I thought that this show would get. Like tears by everyone, betrayals, friendships in real life. Like it's just so good. You know, I've been ranting and raving about this show for 3 weeks. So I'm going to
catch up all day today on Love Island Games.
Yeah, I will give this A minus. These last couple episodes really, really got me. And I feel like there's a genuine connections that are happening. And if you follow some of them on social media, like some of them are hanging out, they're posting together all the time. You know what I realized though? And I think this is fine to say is that like, we're so used to Love Island being filmed in real time because of the audience, the viewers make matter and votes and stuff. This was so not filmed in real time.
It wasn't. I realized that too.
Like I realized this like maybe 3 days ago when I saw like the contestants posting in real life or like their TikTok started coming up And I was like, oh my, because I would scroll past them so fast because I was like, oh my God, like, spoiler, did I miss like one of them being sent home? But it's just because they fucking filmed this all already.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that's oops.
Yep.
Um, so I'm really excited to see who wins and really excited to talk to them about that. Now, there's also a new season of Love Island Australia that just
Yes.
started, and that is on Hulu. The first 4 episodes are on Hulu, which I watched. I love Love Island Australia. They always put a couple wrinkles in there that are new. Um, there's this one guy that's on this season that I feel like just gets it. Like he's just like I feel like he's a sneaky Love Island stan and he's like trying to be like big boy, hot shot, like I know how this works, like whatever. They sent in Lucinda from Love Island UK. She was the first bombshell. So obviously that caused a big stir. So that was good. I'm at that point where like I have the VPN like already for watching Love Island UK. So when I finished like the first 4 episodes on Hulu, I was like, fuck it. I'm in Sydney, baby. Give me episode
Why
5.
not?
Watching on the Australian fucking website that they put these episodes out on. I just can't help myself. Really, like the Hulu, it's just too late. Like, give me more episodes.
Mhm.
Just release them all. It's so annoying. So I'll give Love Island Australia B plus. Those Aussies, they get me.
Mhm.
They're a little crazy, which I enjoy. I enjoy watching. I think Love Island Australia is a great product. And that is everything I watched. Love Island Games has really had me fucking locked in.
Mhm.
Rhea, did you give Real Housewives of Miami a grade? I have that missing.
I'm gonna give it I'll give it a C plus for now because I'm not all the way caught. You know what I mean? Like it's not
Yeah.
fair. I'm only
You're
two.
also like tuning in without really getting the full
Yeah, like I
dynamics, you
don't
know?
really know them yet, so I'm just
Yeah.
gonna give it a C plus.
Yep.
Okay. Uh, I watched Fran, you're not watching Lessons in Chemistry still, or you just didn't watch
No,
this
I
season?
am. I just
Yeah.
reality TV has dominated my life. I just go in like phases where like scripted, I just can't, I don't have anything like new that I'm watching. I've just been in a phase where I just like want to watch TV that I don't really need to pay full attention to.
Yeah.
Um, so I watched the first episode, but no, I have not continued. But I
Oh,
will watch it.
okay. I watched Lessons in Chemistry 6 and 7. I like it. Like it's solid. I feel like I'm waiting for another big thing to happen at this point. Um, but she's settling into her role as TV chef, which is
Yeah.
interesting. So I'll give it a B minus, but I enjoy this. I just like any period pieces like this where it just makes me feel like I'm living in the 50s or whatever it is. Um, I started this new show on Hulu called A Murder at the End of the World. Have you guys heard of
Yeah,
this?
I've that's come up on my homepage.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I would say it reminds me of like a Knives Out show, basically. Like it's very entertaining.
Murder mystery.
Murder mystery, and there's just a group of people at this like house in the middle of nowhere, and someone was killed, and like who did it? Uh,
Murder mystery.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Who
Um,
done it?
but I like it. I watched. There's only 2 episodes out so far, but I'll give it a B. Um, solid. I watched The Killer, the new David Fincher movie
Yeah, yeah.
on Netflix. I've heard so many mixed things about this, but and I love David Fincher's movies. It is like a quiet movie, if that
Is
makes sense. There's
David
not a lot of
Fincher
dialogue.
is David Fincher American Hustle?
No, that's David O. Russell.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's David Fincher?
He's Fight Club, Social Network.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, gotcha. Okay.
Um,
Not a lot of dialogue.
Not a lot of dialogue because it's just like basically Michael Fassbender like is a hitman and he's always alone and it's just like following his routine and it's very like uh OCD.
Oh,
Like just like this guy has like this very specific routine like but I liked it and it's shot very well obviously and he's a great actor but I'll give it a B minus. It's definitely not one of my favorite David Fincher movies. Um and I don't know if you guys would like it, but um, yeah. I watched Dumb Money. I would give The Killer a B minus, I said, but Dumb Money, I'll give a B plus. Uh, I thought it was great. I was
Yeah,
entertained.
good movie.
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't really know like the ins and outs
neither
or
did I.
the like people in that story. Like I just vaguely remember like people going crazy about GameStop, but I didn't like look into it at all, which I probably should have. Maybe I would have made some money.
Mhm.
But uh it was funny that just when Dave came on the screen for like he was on for like so long. He was like on for a minute. I was like, they're just playing the whole
Yeah,
interview like of
Yeah.
Dave. And I saw that
definitely wasn't a minute, but
it was like
it
at
was a
least 30
solid like
seconds.
20 seconds for sure.
Yeah. Uh I just saw he posted yesterday that he's like, oh, I guess I'm like in
Yeah,
this
yeah.
movie. Like, but yeah, I liked it. And I love Paul Dano. He's great.
Yeah, he was really
Um,
good.
so yeah, I'll give that a B plus.
Shailene Woodley also really good.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah,
like
there are a lot of good
honestly, that
actors.
couple's like real life relationship, but like in the movie,
Yeah.
her like loyalty to him, I really respected because I was like, damn, you're like he's she's like, hey, how much are we up? And he's like, $9 million. And it's like, I can't imagine being in that position and not being like, $9 million, like
He
cash
was at
out,
like
$9 million.
Yeah.
$47 million and he
Yeah,
didn't
and
cash out
she's
like
like, oh, hold.
but at the
Like,
same time
all
it's
right,
like
ride or die, ride or
yeah, it's like
die.
you wouldn't be here without his knowledge, so you gotta
Hmm.
kind of trust him. But
Yeah. I just, in a situation where you're like a young mother, like and it sounds like maybe they were a little strapped for cash, and for your
yeah.
husband to be like, yeah, we're up millions of dollars, and she's
I
like,
also wonder
okay,
like I didn't really look into it yet, but like how accurate this was. Like was he
yeah, I
just
don't
like
know.
on the internet like that openly? I don't know. For some reason, I'm like, I feel like I would have seen like clips of him or something by now. Like I
Oh,
haven't seen.
he
I
was,
think it was very open.
yeah.
Okay, I don't remember. I don't know how I missed this when
The
it was
other
happening.
like Reddit usernames are all like were legit, like
Yeah,
America Fair,
Mhm.
like all those people were like legit Reddit users that were like people were knew them by
Yeah.
their usernames.
that's crazy. Also, like, yeah, the people who like lost everything.
Yeah.
Um, that's why I can't do the whole investing thing. I just can't do it. It's too much to keep up with. Like, that's a whole nother conversation. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
I just don't know what I'm. I just don't know what I'm doing.
we can have a conversation
I need to talk to a
offline about
financial
that.
advisor because yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Um, I started this show Snowfall. Uh, I don't know if it's on Hulu, but I don't
I
know
was
if
gonna
that's
say,
That's
that's
like an
like an
old.
old
it's
FX
older.
show?
It's older. FX, yeah, FX makes sense. What's his name? Uh, he's dating Lori Harvey.
No, they
Uh,
broke
No,
up.
they broke
they
up.
broke up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Damn. Uh, yeah, Damson Idris.
yeah.
Uh, but solid show. Like I didn't really know what it was about, but it's about cocaine. Um, it was either that or about like skiing. So,
Yeah, one or the
um,
other.
but I watched the first two episodes. I'll give it a B. Like it's just a good watch. It kind of reminds me of the well, no, it does like just the way it's shot and everything like that behind the scenes of the Godfather show, but it's like very violent. This one,
Mhm.
but I like it. Yeah. I'll give it a B. I watched Midsummer. I've only seen parts up to this point, like here and there, the bad parts, but
Okay.
I never just watched it through. So I was just bored and like looking for kind of like a crazy movie to watch. So that popped up, so I watched it. Um, yeah,
Insane.
it's weird to see the beginning after I've seen the end because I'm like,
Hmm.
oh wait, they're just normal people. Like,
Yeah.
and then it ends the way it does. But yeah, it's crazy. I don't know.
Very
Uh,
bizarre movie.
it's really weird. I'll give it like a C. Like I can kind of respect it, but at the same time, I'm like, this is just so insane, and like I'm not really enjoying this. Like
Hmm.
it's just kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And
And very
I was
uneasy.
yeah, and I just like don't really like understand it that much. But yeah, I'll give it a C. And then the last movie I watched was a new movie that was on Prime called A Million Miles Away. Have you guys heard of this?
No.
No.
Um, who's in this? Michael Pena is the star. and he's always good. But it's basically about his character. It's a true story, but he grew up like working like in the like in the fields and like came from nothing, and his only dream his whole life was to become an astronaut, and then he did. So like basically just that whole story,
Wow.
which was a great story and solid movie, like a very like heartwarming movie.
Yeah.
I'll give it a B, but definitely a good movie. Yeah, and that's it.
Clock some good hours.
Yeah, you got some good ones.
And
It's
honestly,
been a
like
while.
I had like multiple different times Friday, Saturday, and Sunday where I thought I was gonna go to the movie theater and watch. I want to see the new movie, The Holdovers, that's in theaters, and I still
I
need
don't
to
even know what that
see.
is.
It's with what's his name, Paul Giamatti.
Mm.
Um,
Still haven't
but
seen the other one.
and I still haven't seen Killers of the Flower Moon. I might try to see that this weekend, maybe like my dad or something,
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
you
But
you clocked in some good ones there. It's been a while since you've had an extensive list.
I know, and I'm still slacking on like the bad movies. Like I would have
Mhm.
considered Midsummer like one of those type of movies. Like I haven't watched like a
The
bad movie.
Midsummer is like critically acclaimed,
It
but
is
like
like, which is kind of
it's
surprising.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's everything we watched.
This interview is brought to you by Coors Light. The holidays are full of get-togethers and celebrations, but in between the excitement, it's important to pause and make time for the little moments too. Like when the party's thinned out and you get to crack open a beer with a few good friends, those are the moments that are made to chill. So take a second or two to chill this holiday season with Coors Light, the beer that's made to chill. Take a break from the holiday hustle with Coors Light. You guys know the mounds on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. That way you always know when it's time to chill. So when you need to hit reset, just open a Coors Light. We had said we're in the holiday season, guys. Thanksgiving is coming up. I know Thanksgiving can be a hectic time. Everybody always jokes about the topic of conversation at Thanksgiving dinner, all those things. Well, after Thanksgiving dinner, perfect time to chill, relax. Maybe there's some football on. You could crack open a nice ice cold Coors Light and enjoy that family time. So make time to chill this holiday season and reach for the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/chicks. And always celebrate responsibly from Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
All right, everyone, we are here with two very special guests. We are joined by Josh Peck and Ben Soffer, aka Boy with No Job, also known as The Good Guys. We are here in LA and, lucky enough to be in person with Josh. Ben, we wish we were in person with you. You were a little confused because you're like, how are you guys from New York? But now you're in person with Josh and not with me. You should have flew here.
Totally. Or Josh should have just come here. I like that Josh's intro is Josh Peck and mine is Ben Soffer, a.k.a. Boy with No Job, a.k.a. you should Google him because nobody knows who he is, but Josh Peck is a famous actor.
That's not true, damn it. You are on the rise.
Oh, my gosh.
You are on the rise.
Ben
is a
Soffer,
compliment
disclaimer. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Hey, we feel you, and we're in that.
The extra AK was for both of you, the good guys.
Let's not forget
we get Rhea and Fran, aka the chicks in the office, and also something. A lot of times we just don't have last names. It's just like Rhea and Fran.
Yeah, I was in New York last week, and I was literally Ben's +1 around that city. The love and adoration that he has, and let's be honest, they all only like us because of your wife. But you were much more coveted than I was, and I was loving every minute of it.
Okay,
he's beaming. He's
that
like,
said,
yes.
Josh actually is the most famous person ever. We go to the Knick game last Wednesday. Every single security guard in my whole life, I've never seen anything like it. And I will say this because, Josh, I haven't had a chance to say it to you, but I'd love to say it on Chicks in the Office. Josh is probably the nicest celebrity ever to his fans. When I tell you, there is not one person who he did not shake their hand. There is not one person that he did not tip. Josh is number one. So if there's ever a scathing article about him, it's lies.
Oh my, I love this.
So kind.
It's like a compliment battle.
Yes, I've gotten more liberal with my tipping as of lately. The podcast is doing well. Let me tell you.
Yeah. And then if you don't tip well, people will talk. Josh Peck's a bad It's on Dumois.
That's my worst nightmare.
Dumois, Josh Peck's a bad tipper.
To say I'm a bad tipper. Like that's because you think of people like that take pictures of the receipts and then post them online, and it's like, that is the worst reputation to have.
I feel like it's always, you guys are sports fans. I guess Josh, you'll probably know him too. I feel like it's always Chad Ochocinco. I feel like he's the only one who's ever taking pictures of his bills. Like, I don't know anybody else online. I feel like once a year, I'll see Chad went to Buffalo Wild Wings, spent $100, tipped $900, and that's all I see on social media.
Yeah. No, athletes do love to do
he's
that.
like, look how much I'm tipping.
Well, guys, welcome to the show. You know, we got into it deep.
Heated debate about tipping right at the start.
Well, we had just been talking for an hour on your guys' show, so we already got the banter going. And I said to you, Josh, I said, I'm really glad to be here with you and you guys on our show, because the last time you came on our show, you were doing a press tour and it was like a little bit more buttoned up. You know what I'm saying? And now it just feels like conversation with friends. So we're so happy that you guys are here.
Yeah, and honestly, we love like the banter that you two have together, the chemistry that you two have together is so great. And everybody is talking about your show and the clips are go viral and you cause mayhem on TikTok and everything. So it's fun to talk to you guys now, because there's been some things that I'm like, we gotta open this door again with them. But I'll ask you both, because we'll take it back to the beginning a little bit. I think people know both of you individually, and then whether you follow both of you and then you see that you're together, or you see the TikToks and you're like, oh, these guys are this is their show together. Where did that union happen?
Well, we had been friends for a while, and we had toyed with the idea of a pod, but just being us, we didn't ever follow it through because doing things is exhausting. And tell me if I'm wrong, Ben, but your wonderful wife, media mogul, Claudia Oshry, she noticed that Ben obviously is a regular sort of guest host
like
on
a
her
third
pod.
chair.
And I was lucky enough to be on it. And she was like, the reaction for the two of you from the Toast Gals, the Toasters, is really good. Like, they like you. Like, do it. Like, I know you've talked about it, but like now it's time to actually take this seriously. Am I getting that right?
She was our rabbi in our union. We were dear friends, but she got us in. We recorded in the studio that I'm in right now. We did like a quick, just like 60 minutes to see if we could do it. And it was so easy. Like, we just, again, like, it's the same thing with you guys, like, just good friends that it's so easy for us to talk to each other. Our humor is so similar. We really play off each other and get it. And we weren't going to do it if it wasn't easy. And thank God it was easy. And yeah, it's definitely credit to my wife and credit to the Toasters for sort of welcoming us in and building us up. And then from there, it was... Yeah, it was. We 100% rode her coattails, and now we're going to continue to ride it out.
People like
they know
already.
Funny. That's what I'm saying. They know funny. So if they're telling you that you guys are funny and clicking, then that means it's really funny.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And you have that like built-in community already, and then you only build from there, and more people are seeing it. And like we said, like the TikTok, I see your guys' TikToks all the time, and I'm always like laughing, and I like watching you guys get into a little bit of trouble too.
Thank you.
But I like that you're honest.
We get in trouble. The comments drag us here and there, but I do think that we have this sort of natural. We always say like the hard part of the podcast is making sure to upload, getting the right clips, like the business side of it. But just schmoozing for an hour, that's all us. We're a bunch of yentas.
Yes.
Don't you? Yeah, I'm sure you guys feel this way too. There's times when Rhea and I go into the studio and we're tired. We're like, oh man, what more could we possibly say right now? Like, I don't have, and those are the times where you are in the studio for like 2 hours and you're like, wait a second, now we can't shut up. There's there's always something when you are able to have natural conversation.
It's also just so fun because podcasting is so freeing. Like, it's 2 hours or an hour where you're not on your phone. You're laughing, you're having a good time. Like, for me, it's like truly therapeutic when Josh and I sit down and record, because I'm not thinking about any of the other bullshit going on outside of the podcast. I'm just focusing on putting together a great episode. And yeah, we love it. We love it.
Did you guys have any hesitations at all not being in the same place? I mean, Zoom works great. You guys both have great setups and it sounds great.
Like in the early days, it was far worse than this. Like this, we've like started to get our shit together. But I remember So I own a beverage company called Spritz Society, and I would go and we would record, like I'd be in Alabama and I would like record on my computer in a hotel room, and that was fucking shitty.
Yeah.
Like that was like a terrible experience. So it took us just like saying, okay, we're going to really, really prioritize this and make sure that it's great. And once we did that, we got the sort of bi-coastal thing better, but really our best episodes are when we're in person. I'll come to LA as frequently as possible, which is why I can't believe I didn't catch you guys when I was there. And Josh will come to New York as frequently as he can too. So I'd say that like 50% of our episodes are done in person.
And what we're trying to say is we're looking for an airline partnership. Okay, I'm talking American Airlines. Like, hook us up. We swear we will be loose-lipped with how much we love your airline. American Airlines.
If you are listening, or not American, it could be anything. You know,
sure.
If they'll treat you nice,
sure.
we'll
But I
take a
think
private jet
Americans a good one. I think we're close. I think we're close.
It's looking good. So, guys, don't bring up another airline, please. We need this.
No. Other airlines actually not an option. We're talking you specifically, American Airlines.
So I'm interested, in both of your separate lives. You know, Ben, you talk about how much you guys love New York City. You guys are from there. You love it. You know, you're an LA guy.
Yeah.
Do you guys like talk about the differences and what you love and what you hate about both places?
It's all we talk about.
Only every day.
I want you to go back and forth and say like your favorite thing about LA and your least favorite thing, and then your favorite thing about New York and your least favorite thing about New York.
Love it. Go for it, Ben.
Oh man. My favorite thing about LA is the
anything he
complete
loves.
delusion. My favorite thing about LA is the complete delusion of everybody living there that the weather is actually good when every time I go it's complete trash.
How is the weather today, gals? What's it like outside? Gray, Ben? Is it gray?
And what I hate about LA is the people, with the exception of Josh. Everybody else there is fucking miserable.
It's
will say
fair.
I mean, agree with a lot of that.
Yeah, it's fair. Listen, last night we were at the Taylor Lautners. Tay and Taylor Lautner hosted the Lemons Foundation, their first gala, which was amazing. And we went and they asked us on the carpet, they were like, what do you guys want to say to the Taylors? And I was like, I don't know how this is going to come across, but I was like, they're the most genuine people I've met in LA. Like that's the way I can word that, you know?
I should also clarify, besides Josh, the Taylors are also amazing and dear friends.
Yes, besides,
So-
I mean, Josh, you are great as well. But
thank
we're
you.
spending more time to get together today.
Did
so.
you know it's Lautner?
You know,
and not
Josh is
Lautner?
actually a New
I
Yorker.
keep doing
You
that.
didn't.
I know.
No, you didn't do it wrong. He was recently on our pod, just a blockbuster episode.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know, the Lautners.
Lautners,
And I'm
I know.
I've been saying this wrong.
No, I know.
Forever.
As have we. And he said the same thing to us when we first met him. He was like, Lautner. We were like, wow.
Lautner.
Wow.
It's like how Rihanna says her name's Rihanna.
Oh, Rihanna.
It's not. It's not.
But it's Rihanna.
And also, Taylor, I'm sorry, it's Lautner.
I know. It's just once enough time goes by, you're stuck. You can't go back. You can't correct people. It's the appropriate time to correct people is long past. Like his career started a long time ago, and when he was Shark Boy, he should have been telling people the right way to say it.
The statute of limitations is over.
Exactly.
Lautner. That's
Exactly.
Josh, what about you? Favorite and least favorite thing about New York?
And we know you have obviously the New York connection, of course.
I'm from there. Yeah. So I lived there till I was 14. My mother talks like this.
Yeah.
So like it's in my bones. It's in my DNA. Fam in Jersey. But that being said, the thing I don't like it's uninhabitable. It's a cesspool of disease and misfortune. It's suffocating.
Have you been to West Hollywood?
We're there now. It's lovely. No, I find it, for where I am in my life right now, a bit suffocating. I don't need that much engagement and people surrounding me at all times. Like, what I love about LA is like there's like the corny thing, but it's true. You can go snowboarding and surfing in the same day. You have access to hikes. It's got all the beautiful things of a big city, plus suburban sprawl, plus great hospitals. We're very close to Cedars-Sinai. Shout out Cedars-Sinai, where both my kids were born.
New York has incredible hospitals.
I just figured it out. Have you done any of those things? Because what you're describing is a beautiful amenity building in Manhattan that people overpay for, but they don't use any of the amenities.
I do it all. I mean, I've never
You
been
go
snowboarding.
surfing and snowboarding in the same day.
No, not the same day. But I do hike and I go surfing. Not so recently. It's kind of cold. But I think it's a fantastic place. I just think that normally, traditionally, of a city, Chicago, New York, Chicago, it's fine. But like, no, it's lovely. But like, that's what you look for, right? Great food, great hospitals. Ben and I juice. That's very important to us. And like the access to like the high-end resources that a city offers. I think you get that in LA, but what you also get is suburbia, space, you can breathe, outdoorsy. So I think it's the meeting of both those things.
Boy, I could care less about hikes. But like,
have you ever been on a good hike?
Yeah, but like you could just go 30 minutes outside of Manhattan, go on a beautiful hike.
You can go to the Hudson Valley. It's gorgeous. The Hudson Valley is A+.
Do you have a car?
No, but I know people with cars.
She can come in my car, Josh. We share in New York.
Yeah, exactly. No, it was funny. We were just in Chicago, and I was in an Uber, and we were talking about the city because we were staying in a different area, and I was talking about New York, and I said I was really surprised, just like the size of Chicago. It was just bigger than I had thought. And
confusing place.
Talking about New York,
I love it.
It was a great. But it was like you drive around more.
It's fine.
I think about Manhattan.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice. And I think about Manhattan, and I think like, oh, you joke going to any of the other boroughs is a hassle, but all those boroughs do make up the size of New York City. And I said the word Queens, and the Uber driver thought I said New York is so clean. And he almost crashed the car. Like he was like, what? And I said, no, I didn't say clean. I'm like, it's not clean. I know it's not clean. I get it. And he was like, clean? How could you? And then he started ranting about New York and how it's just he's like, nobody's nice in New York ever. And I was like, and I looked at the other person I was in the car with. I was like, that's why I like it. Like, he was like, you go for a run here, say good morning. People say good morning back. I'm like, I don't want to talk to strangers on the street. I actually want to mind my business and just everybody, goes about their life.
I will say, as the one person here who has truly lived in both places and not just visited, I think you got to just give it a couple months, but like, not that you probably ever will, but like, I think you need to just have the experience. But obviously I love New York. It goes without saying, but I'm also like 37 with 2 kids. I've been here 20 years. I'm ruined.
You're like, I'm just good here. You know what I mean? Why you're going to move
but wouldn't
your
you
kids
also
to New York
love
City
Westchester,
like now?
Josh?
Yeah. Hey, Westchester is a beautiful
Wouldn't
area.
you also love Westchester? Maybe Rye, maybe Alpine, maybe
Larchmont,
Pelham,
maybe Montclair.
My family's from Jersey, so I know like the tri-state area, suburban loveliness. I grew up going to the shore. Yeah, it's all good. It's too cold. And
you don't want to be cold. Straight up, you don't want to be cold.
Once you live in LA for too long, the desire to have seasons probably just goes away.
Yeah, it's cute. Like, but I'll turn on a Hallmark movie in November and drink some cider. It's nice. I love visiting it. I love New York. I like living here.
Yeah. And you know what? That's totally okay.
Is it?
It is. No, it is.
Okay.
I have a question for you, Josh. So I love seeing videos of like influencers freaking out meeting you, right? Like I just saw Tana and Brooke. Tana brought you in, and Brooke Schofield was freaking out.
They're awesome.
We've never met them, but I see all their clips and they seem great. But what is that like for you, right? Because now you're in the podcasting space, and these people are in the podcasting space, but they're meeting you and they're like losing their minds because they grew up watching you.
Right. Well, I've known Tana for a while, and funny enough, Brooke liked me in Oppenheimer. So I was like, I love you, Brooke. Thank you. It's very nice. It's a lovely thing, and I think I'm a fan, right? Like, when I was doing social media very heavily for a while, it was like there were these people that I looked up to because they were just masters at their medium. So I don't really see like a separation of church and state. I think it's just like a general fan club of each other. And that's why like I never want to have any kind of, people who come from like traditional TV and movies, they feel a division between. Right. They shouldn't, but maybe they do. And for me, I'm always like, no, I just like interesting people. And I like people that can create without limits. Like you guys, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you are the captains of this ship. And like, you don't really have to ask permission as long as you don't like cancel yourselves. Yeah. And so to
always
me, I think that's cool. Always a risk.
Always a risk.
Yeah. Ben, were you excited for the podcast for Josh being in Oppenheimer? Were you like, yes, this is great for the podcast?
I was excited for Josh, honestly, just as an actor. Yeah. Like being in a Christopher Nolan movie is no small feat, and it's just so unbelievable. So yeah, great for the podcast, but Josh is great for the podcast always. But like the movie was really such like a personal win, and just something that, I don't know, everybody that knows him is so proud. Like it's just like a huge one. Huge
Were
one.
you like, wow, I pushed the button? Like that was the big thing.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, whatever. Go back and add spoiler alert before I say that.
Canceled.
If you haven't, what happens.
Sure, it is a historical drama.
Yeah. It's a historical event.
Yep.
Sorry that I spoiled that you pushed the button.
The truth is like there are so many. I remember as I knew that I had sent the audition tape at the beginning of November of 2021. And I liked the tape. I was like, it's pretty good. But I remember I wrote to my agent like, hey, I feel pretty good about this. I don't get these kind of movies. So this was a fun exercise.
Right.
And then she wrote me 2 weeks later. She was like, Nolan saw your tape. He likes you. We're in the hunt. And I was like,
oh my God.
That chills.
Sounds, and great lingo too. Like we're in the hunt for the Nolan movie just sounds like it just checks out.
Because we're all, as actors, we're gambling addicts, right? Like it's mostly losses. But we're like that one time at Caesars.
Oh my God, that is a great analogy.
It's true. And then as like the months are going on, because it took 3 months to find out, you're hearing Matt Damon and Rami Malek and Gary Oldman and Emily Blunt. And I'm like, there's no room left. Like, it's literally only Oscar winners. So it basically, when I got on set, what was cool with people who had small parts like me, it was like me and like 10 other journeyman actors who I've known for 10 plus years in this business. All people who have like done good work. They're not crazy A-listers, but they like consistently do good work. And so every day on set, you would like wonder like, is this my moment? Like, is this Michael's moment? Is this Olivia's moment? Because you just don't know.
Yeah.
And so to get that moment that was pretty pivotal was, it was a fun watch. When I was sitting there in the theater, I was like, I just remember that scene ended and I was like, I'm pleased with this.
That is,
I'm proud.
That is so cool.
I'm calling my mom.
Was that the first time you saw it in theaters?
No, I saw it at a screening first. He screened it for me and a couple other actors.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's an honor.
And you guys, like I said, we've talked about all the viral clips and everything that you guys have been doing together. Ben, is there a take that you guys have posted on TikTok recently that you didn't think would stir the pot as much as it actually did?
Ooh, I post and look away.
Yeah,
I could not care less what happens. Like at this point, like people write such crazy shit all the time. And I know these like news cycles are so short. I post and I look away. Yeah. But this, we spoke about it on our podcast, Good Guys. We recently posted a clip where Josh is talking about how basically anybody who is around me, like if I get you sick, it is what it is. And people went nuts and definitely did not expect that level of reaction. I'm trying to think of another one, Josh. Is there another one that went viral recently? We talk about how smoking is cool for kids. That definitely moved the needle a bit.
Yeah.
I whether I agree with the opinion or not, I kind of really appreciate when I feel like host of a show are like getting off their honest takes and also probably joking at the same time. Like, you know, you're not being so literal, but like you're getting a take off that you're like, this is kind of funny that I'm saying this right now. And I just love that. Like, I just open honesty, like not being afraid to like push a little button, like saying like, listen, if you're around me, you get sick, I don't care. Like, people are going to get mad at that, even though there was a disclaimer. You're like fully functioning immune system. We're going to put that out there. Disclaimer there. You had to put the disclaimer. But saying that and like laughing about it, like you're allowed to joke about that. And I can appreciate
we're allowed to do whatever the hell we want. Like, these people need to like get off their high horse. Like, this is our show. This is your show.
Yeah.
If you don't like it and you can't sense the sarcasm and the humor, then go listen to some other terrible podcast. If you want to listen to the good podcast, then you stay, you listen to it, and you mind your own business.
Yeah. I saw on social, and it was, I was dying laughing, but it was you and Claudia making chili.
So I love those videos.
Yes. And the people were furious. And Claudia's story of her dying laughing, being like, Ben is in the comments. Like, I was reading your comments back at people just dying.
So funny.
You're just arguing with people about this chili. Like, you post a chili video, and how do you react to the fact that people were like, that is not how you make chili?
I was so livid, but I absolutely love it. For those of you that don't know and don't follow me on Instagram at Boy With No Job, I have recently become a celebrity chef, and I am posting new recipes in my brand new kitchen. And I love it because those comments feed more comments, and then the engagement, then the video blows up. So secretly, I love when people are attacking and doing this shit. That said, my chili was so normal. It was a normal chili. And people are like, I hate to break it to you, that's a bolognese. Like, who puts beans in bolognese? Like, they're so angry that I put some Rayos in it. What do you think? What do you think a can of crushed tomatoes is, asshole? It's tomato sauce. Right? And then the Rayos puts in a couple of herbs and spices. And then the last one, the chili seasoning. They're like, oh, you can't make a chili without chili seasoning. Chili seasoning is a collective of herbs and spices. It's a collective. Like, it's insanity. And I put every ingredient that would be in a traditional chili seasoning. Like, I'm sorry I didn't whip out an Ore-Ida package. Like, I cook from real ingredients. Like, it's a chef's kitchen.
After you guys posted it, well, I thought it was funny because Claudia was like, we're posting the chili recipe. And I was like, and then when it posted, everyone was freaking out. And then after I watched it, I was like, because I've never made chili before, but I was like, I'm going to look up a chili recipe because why are people saying this isn't chili? And then when I looked up the chili recipes, it was basically exactly what you made. You know, you did the Rayos instead of like the tomato paste or whatever they use, and then the no chili. But I was like, this is the recipes I'm seeing online. Pretty accurate to what you made.
It's the same thing, and they're going so hard for my sister-in-law Jackie's chili, which isn't even made with meat. Like, I couldn't even believe it. It's like I'm being gaslit live.
I think I saw Jackie wrote like, Claudia's been eating meat sauce.
And it's gaslit by the chili lobby.
It was crazy. And I recently posted another video of me making my roast, and the number one ingredient in the roast was brisket. And this guy comments, he's like, I hate to break it to all of you, but he didn't use brisket. He's lying to us about his cut of meat. It's like, I literally filmed the video showing you. Why would I lie about what kind of meat I'm using?
Oh, it's too good.
Did you think you were going to get the internet in such a frenzy when you decided to start making cooking videos?
No, but I love it. I love that I'm triggering them.
Yep.
And they're going to see. They're going to see.
Yeah,
we're gonna see how big we can take this. We're gonna see.
Oh man, well, people love watching you guys on your show, but like we said, they love watching Ben on the toast and those interactions. And Ben, I'm curious as to like what life you guys share a lot as a married couple in media. Where do you draw a line? Or is there no line drawn? It's just you have to be an open book and you have to live that way.
No, there is. You're saying draw the line with what we share?
Yes.
Yes. You say, we're not sharing this.
Okay. That's a different question than I thought you were asking. We don't draw the line anywhere in our personal, like me and Claudia, we share absolutely everything. That's what I thought you were asking. So in terms of what we share online, we try not to make it too gross. We're definitely grosser in person. So we hide like the grossness from everybody else. Our relationship is just so wonderful and open and real, and we share what we think will be relatable, but we're so open that I don't know if it would always be relatable. So that's really where we draw the line.
Good. I mean,
fair.
I think that's why people enjoy it so much too, because it's like this is real. This is not this is not a manufactured moment, which I do feel like in the age of TikTok now, and I don't know if you guys feel this way, but I see couples, whether you're married or not, they're having conversations that blow up as a couple, like they're a unit. And I see their videos, I'm like, that had to have been a script. Like that had to have been scripted. Like you had to have planned that he was going to walk in the door and you were going to make this joke and you have the camera set
How
up
does
already.
he not see the camera? Come on, it's in his face.
Like, we're also always going to poke fun at each other, but we're never going to do anything intentionally mean. Like that stuff that
That's
I see
important.
online that is like so like line drawn. Like I'd never embarrass my wife online. Like those, when I see those videos, I'm like, so I get that that's like monetizable for them. Like, I don't know, like she's sleeping, you like put a pie in her face. It's like, I don't know how you're like, how are you married? Like I would be dead. I would be dead. First of all, embarrassing her is mean. Second of all, I would be dead. I would be dead.
That was
She'd kill me.
That's the last you ever see of me.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Are your guys' spouses public people? Do you?
Mine is not, hers is.
Yeah, we work at the same. He works at Barstool.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
We don't work together, obviously. He does his own thing and I do my own thing.
Sure.
But yeah.
Got it. And so do you feel like, does your partner ever want to be kind of like mentioned or in a video or?
Oh no, mentioned, yes.
Yeah.
But like participating in things is like, no, I'm good.
That's like my wife.
And that's fair. And it's always been like that because we have been together for over 6 years. So really like when we met 3-ish months after I got my internship. So it's like that he's been through the entire trajectory, I'm saying the word wrong, of my time at Barstool and making content and doing podcasts and everything. So from the way it started, it's like that's your thing.
Yeah.
Love you, support you. Like that's something that you've done. And he has his career and you know, it all marinates when we're at home and that's fun, but like there's and it's only a few funny times, right, that he's like, oh, did you bring up that fun thing that we did on the podcast? Like, did you tell everybody?
I'll be listening.
Did you tell everybody about that one? I'm like, yes, I told them. Like, so there's only certain things that you know he would want shared, and I try and play both sides a little bit, you know, because it's fun. You want to share, especially when you have like exciting, fun moments, but then you want to respect your partner too. Right. And
it sounds healthy because my wife is, sometimes my wife her approach to these things makes me realize how broken I am and how like deep-seated child actor bad habits are. Cause like now we'll get, you know, cause we have kids. And so sometimes like a brand that's like a family brand will be like, oh, we'd love for you and your wife to be in it. And I'll be like, great. And I'll be like, babe, do you mind? And she'll begrudgingly do it sometimes. And I'll be like, it's really easy. We just have to go like, da-da-da-da-da-da. And then I'll be like, you want another one, boss? A little louder. And she'll be like, I'm not doing that. And I'm like, respect.
Fair enough. Yeah.
My wife had to educate me. And I know there's a bunch of scientists listening, so save it. But you know, the 2 times that we've had human children, babies, when she's told me that she was pregnant, she would say, I remember the second time specifically, she's like, showed me the test and it was like extremely faint line, like extremely. And I'm like, we're in like the era of post-COVID. I'm like, you don't have it. I'm like, too faint. I was like, I don't really see it. So
line's not coming in strong enough.
Because I'm like, no, it's gonna like, alarm's gonna go up. And she's like, I'm like, maybe it's a false positive. She's like, that's not really a thing.
Right.
She's like, false negative. She's like, but like, if the hormone is in you and it should, like, then that would be the only And I'm sure there's some
In my mind, I'm also
exceptions.
like, maybe there could be a
Right. I'm sure it's happened. I'm sure it's
I'm
happened.
sure it's happened, but
Yeah.
she was like, it's less likely.
Yes, yeah.
And I was like, okay, word, let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's procreate.
Yeah.
Pregnancy tests are funny that you think with all the technology we have these days that would be like a quick answer. Like you would know
Yeah.
instant. Like that test is
and
that test
and
is
the fact
accurate.
that you just have to pee on it,
Right.
like there's nothing like easier. Like I remember when I was like obsessed with being on keto for like 3 months and turned it into my entire personality. I would pee on these ketone strips.
Yeah.
and
Deep
it's like
purple.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like so like gross.
You're almost like,
And
how
like-
hasn't it
like,
evolved? Like
That's
we're
what
just
I'm
all, it's
saying,
just
right.
always going to be the
Yeah.
pee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why can't you put something under your tongue?
Yeah, you just lick
like
it.
like a thermometer.
I remember
I'm-
my son, when he was 2, he needed like a blood test for something. He had like a really bad allergy, and kids usually don't get blood tests that like, actually have blood drawn till like later, till they're a little older. So the doctor, his pediatrician's like, don't do it at like a Quest or any kind of, she's like, take him to the children's hospital, do it there, like they'll really know. And so I bring him in and he's like already like, Dad, this sucks. And I'm like, I know, Max, I hate this too. And so we're sitting there and I say to the guy, I'm like, so you have a procedure, right? Like we have this figured out. It's a nice building. You put some research into this, right? He goes, nah, it's just like we do with adults. We just give them stickers. I'm like, what? Like, how have we not made this?
Yeah.
This is how Elizabeth Holmes stole $10 billion, right? Because it's like, it should be a pinprick.
Right.
And like literally, it was, and it was
it's a whole
totally
thing.
terrible
Oh my
and
gosh.
awful. Yeah.
Especially for a kid.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get into our game. This is the first time we're doing
Yeah, this is our debut, our game's debut.
Yes. We do, for our listeners, they know we have Beat Rhea and Fran on this podcast, and we have made an actual game out of Beat Rhea and Fran. It's
Card
a
game.
physical card game, Beat Rhea and Fran trivia game. It will be on sale Black Friday, which is coming up shortly.
Yes.
So we're gonna play a little trivia with you guys against each other. What do you say? We do 9 questions, go back and forth.
Sure.
I'm so excited. I love a game.
Super cool. I wish I could see it, but it sounds amazing.
Oh, sorry, I just shaved.
No, he's just
No,
listening.
it's fine. I can't see it because I'm not there in person. Because Josh is there in person.
Shout out Pictionary versus AI. I just did a brand deal for them. They're great.
So the way this is going to go is, we'll do. Well, I guess we're gonna have to do it the way we do it. We'll pick a movie, Rotten Tomato score. You guys will guess the Rotten Tomato score. Whoever's closest will be the one who goes first. And
Nice.
so, if you get the question wrong, then it goes to Ben, and vice. Goes back and forth. We'll do 9 questions.
Great.
I guess we'll just pick a movie randomly.
Yeah. Let's go with should we just go like
Should we do
rom-com or something?
Oppenheimer?
Well, I
We
would
know
think
it's
he would
check it
know.
every day. I check it
yeah,
every
yeah,
day.
yeah.
I would say-
Okay.
Let's go with The Hangover.
Okay.
Ooh.
First one.
I say 81.
Okay.
I say it should have been an 81 because it was an amazing movie, but I think probably 65.
Josh is the closest with 79%.
Wow.
So
Bang.
It's not like
Josh-
The Price is Right. He went over.
No. We did no prices
no
right
prices
rules.
right
I know.
rules. Okay.
Wow.
So first question is to Josh. We'll go back and forth here. Wow. Which of the following celebrities was not born in Canada? So this is multiple choice.
I love Canada.
A. Paul Rudd. B. Ryan Gosling. C. Sandra Oh. D. Ryan Reynolds.
It's Paul Rudd.
That is correct. 1 point for Josh. Fran,
God,
you
he's
take it over,
gonna
pick
he's
a
gonna
question.
whoop me. I know it. It's-
Oh boy, did I flip this right over. And Ben did just mention that he is in a Gossip Girl rewatch.
I am.
So this question is, what is the name of Chuck Bass's hotel on Gossip Girl?
Oh God, wait.
Marriott
What
Courtyard.
the fuck? I'm literally watching it. No. I know it.
Keeping score on my phone.
The Best Western.
No, isn't it? I know what it is in real life. It's the Essex House, but what is it in the fucking show? I don't know.
Okay.
Fairfield Inn and Suite. Spring Hill Suites. That's where I stay. It's good. Breakfast in the morning.
Answer is the Empire.
Damn it!
Yes.
I knew it. Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm gonna lose like crazy. I know it.
All right, this next question is to Josh.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know if. All right, we're skipping that one. I'm gonna play around. Yeah,
Taking some creative liberties in which.
No, give him the hard ones.
Who was Ryan Reynolds married to before Blake Lively?
Ryan Reynolds before Blake Lively. He was married before Blake Lively?
Yeah. Yep.
Mint Mobile, Ryan Reynolds?
Yep.
Yes.
I should know this, and yet...
Oh, we didn't do a timer, but whatever.
Because Gosling was with Sandra Bullock for a while. I know that before Eva Mendes, but I don't know.
All right, Ben.
So we'll take it to Ben.
Oh, I need to answer this too? I can't get a fresh question? Of course I don't know this.
You don't know it?
No.
The answer is Scarlett Johansson.
Oh,
wow, good for him.
Right.
I love her.
Yeah.
First of all, Jewish queen. Second of
we
all,
love it.
just amazing.
Yeah.
She's the best.
She went to PCS.
Not that Blake Lively isn't, but like really let one get away there. That's quite unfortunate.
Okay, so Ben, what movie is this famous line from? You complete me.
What the hell? This game is going to expose my deepest insecurities, which is that I can remember nothing about any movie that I've ever seen. You complete me. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days?
Incorrect. Josh?
Me?
Yes.
Frick, because I know this is you complete me.
Yep,
Like
it's
that.
delivered just like that.
You complete
That is
me.
the delivery.
But I don't know the movie.
He is an actor.
Yeah.
Notting Hill?
Great movie, but no.
Damn it.
It is Jerry Maguire.
Oh, Jerry Maguire, a classic.
Yep.
Unbelievable. How to Lose a Guy in 10 days. I'm so embarrassed.
So good.
Okay, question number 5.
We were actually just talking about the Notting Hill quote on our show on
Yes.
this week, because she says, "I'm just a girl standing in front of a guy asking him to love me." That's Notting Hill.
So good.
What music videos were Taylor Swift and Beyonce both nominated for when Kanye stole the mic from Taylor? So their respective music videos that they were both nominated for.
I'm so bad. Shake It Off.
This was so long ago. Not to help you.
Looking for, gonna be here the whole time. If you can, I don't know the name of that song. Is it that one? You can't tell me. I don't know. Beyonce was Halo.
And we're going to go to Ben.
I'm just hoping that the song Josh sang, Love Story, is what it was.
And then you have to
For
answer
Taylor Swift. And then Beyonce. I was going to pick Halo 2. We'll say Who Run the World, Girls.
Or Crazy in Love?
No, both wrong.
No.
Taylor Swift was You Belong With Me and Beyonce was Single Ladies.
Oh,
Josh was actually singing
You Belong With Me. You Belong With Me is a great song.
Bet.
Yeah.
Great song. I love that song.
Okay.
You belong
Question
with me.
Okay.
We're really shitting the bed here, Ben.
No, we're honestly, we have days where we get 0 right.
Oh, good. And it's your game.
Yes.
Okay.
The people send in the questions. I'm sorry, I have not
It's
been.
actually, it's good that it's a hard game.
Now,
You don't want an
okay.
easy game.
Yes. Now this one.
And when you get one right, you're like, fuck yeah, how did I know that?
It's like Jeopardy.
Right. I wanted to dig in a little bit just because we know that there could be some ones to put Josh on the spot. But this one is for Ben, so we'll see if Ben can get it too. And then honestly, if Josh recalls. What does Judge Trudy shout at the end of every case on The Amanda Show?
So embarrassed. This show just kill me. Just kill me. I don't know. And I loved that show.
Josh?
I can't. Bring in the dancing lobsters.
Yeah, there it is.
The classic.
Excellent.
Yep. Great. Thank you.
All right, two points. 2 points for Josh.
What question is this? We just have not.
No, this is number 7. That we're about to have.
7.
I can't believe I'm kind of in your game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
An honor.
It's really made for trivia from the people born between like 1990 and 1999. I feel like.
So the 90s?
The 90s.
Sorry.
I'm in.
Which means you're in it. That's what I'm saying.
Question number 7. Name at least 5 NBA players the Kardashian/Jenners have dated or married.
Ooh,
This is for
ooh.
Josh. Yeah.
Lamar, Tristan, cause she, who else did she date? Lamar, Tristan.
Well, there's multiple.
Yeah, there's multiple.
There's multiple sisters.
All the sisters are
I know. I know more. I know more.
Did
Can I go?
Chris
Is this
date
time
anybody? Chris Humphries. 5. Really? I need 5.
I mean, there's a lot
Yes.
of options.
And if we
Yes,
had a
there's
timer
many
right now,
more.
you'd probably be up.
I'm out. Go
Okay,
back.
Ben.
Ben.
Okay, Lamar, Tristan, Chris Humphries, Devin Booker,
One more.
and
Did Caitlyn
And-
date anyone?
You got this, Ben.
okay.
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a
Matt
hint.
Barnes?
Yeah, give me a hint.
A failed Philadelphia Sixer.
James Harden.
Yes. Honestly, two options on that one, but
Yeah,
dated
you
James
are
Harden?
on the
Ben
board.
and Ben Simmons.
Yep,
And Ben
yep,
Simmons.
yep.
But both of them. Both of them.
I believe
Okay.
Chloe briefly had a
Yeah.
thing with James Harden.
Respect.
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah.
She did.
Yep.
She did. Yeah. And Kendall with Ben Simmons.
Yep.
Yep.
She did.
So
yeah.
you are on
okay,
the board,
that's 1
Ben.
point for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 1
2-1.
point for me.
2-1, Josh. We have 2 questions left.
Wow.
Josh, I'm coming for your neck.
Let's go, babe. Let's go. Who is, and then
Just keep the sports questions.
yeah, Kim
Those are good.
dated, Kim dated Reggie Bush too, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yes, she did.
Okay. This is a good.
She did.
This is a good classic rom-com choice. What is the name of the man who sleeps with Cal's wife, Steve Carell's character, in the movie Crazy Stupid Love?
I have no idea. Yeah, I got nothing. My friend wrote it. Shout out
Your
Dan.
friend wrote it. That's really cool.
Yeah, shout out Dan Fogelman.
That is cool.
I have no idea.
Should we go to the crowd? No, I'm kidding. Sometimes we go.
All right, nobody.
That is a
So the next question's the decider.
yes.
The next
So
question
that
is the
either be
decider
a-
because if Ben gets
And
it
the answer
right,
to that is David Lindhagen.
Yeah.
Is the
now if you get this wrong and Ben gets it right, then you guys are tied, and then we'll have to do a tiebreaker question.
Great.
Suspenseful.
Yes.
I'll throw this one so we can really.
you can go through some.
I love how you're
skipped
going
one
through so many
thing.
because you're like, these boys are dumb.
No, I,
We got to tee them up for something good.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Oh boy, Rhea, I don't like the way you said that.
Yeah.
No, well,
all right.
maybe you guys have seen the show, maybe you haven't.
Okay.
Okay. Name the actresses who make up the Monterey Five in Big Little Lies. Have you guys seen Big Little Lies?
Reese Witherspoon, the Monterey Five.
Yeah, like there's 5 of them.
Oh, Reese Witherspoon, Shailene Woodley, Nicole Kidman, Laura Dern. There's another one, Adam Scott.
There's one more.
I don't know. Meryl Streep. She was in the second season.
Okay, so he named 4, so you would just have to name one more, Ben.
Have you seen the show, Ben?
No. Lena Dunham.
So nobody gets that one.
Yeah, okay.
Zoe Kravitz.
Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah, she's
She's so
the
good.
last one.
She's so lovely.
Yeah.
All right, one more.
Wow.
Oh, one more?
Oh no, that's
That
it
was it.
actually. That's it. Josh,
That
you
was
won.
it.
Sorry, Ben.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, high scoring game, 9 questions, 2-1.
Thank you.
3 questions in total answered. Great game, guys.
Great game.
And thank you so much for coming on our show. We really appreciate you guys for coming on, and let everyone know where they can follow and listen.
Well, check out our episode with you guys.
Yes.
The Good Guys podcast available everywhere podcasts are available.
Follow us on Instagram at The Good Guys. Follow us on TikTok at The Good Guys. I think it's actually at The Good Guys Podcast. Follow Josh and I, of course, on socials, etc. And check out, we are dropping merch, folks.
Yeah.
Merch. So
People love merch.
You're going to see some sweet ass merch from us.
Hats
so
and tees.
listen to the podcast and buy our merch if you find it cool.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. We will be back on Wednesday. Just a reminder, no episode this Friday due to Thanksgiving. We hope everyone has an amazing week, and we will talk to you on Wednesday.